UK drill, what was once the raw, authentic sound of the UK, burst onto the scene really in the past 10 years. All of a sudden, now it's sort of just not doing as well as it used to. A lot of people are asking, why is that? Today, I'm going to answer every question that people might have about UK drill, what happened to it, where it's gone, and whether it'll make a comeback, and the reasons behind its downfall, essentially. It is a downfall. We're not going to downplay it. It's a downfall. But before that, it's time to go back in time. When did UK drill actually start? When did it start popping off? Well, in around 2016, I'd say, maybe 2015, 2014. It was around that time when UK drill really started to pick up traction. But before that, UK rap was essentially grime and road rap. That was dominating UK rap, and then drill sort of came in, and we'll get into sort of like the drill artists later on in the video. But the ones that really started UK drill, in my opinion at least, I think about people like this, your 6-7s, your Harlem Spartans. It was basically all the groups in the UK before we had drill artists. The groups were really the ones doing the traction. You know, you had Let's Lurk, Kennington where it started. These like UK drill classics. Even like Section Boys. They were the people who were putting in the groundworks for UK drill. And then it really started to pick up the traction. It essentially became like the voice of the streets in the UK, you could say. Even like the UK sound really for a few years was drill. Drill was the sound of the UK. And the reason it became popular was because they were living that life and they were putting it into their music, into their drill music. So a lot of these early drill artists were really about it. Everything they were saying in their raps, they were really doing. So not only were the songs good, they actually had meaning, they had story. Like, they were experiences, yeah, that people had actually lived. And you could believe that shit. Like, you really did believe that shit because you knew that what these guys are talking about, they're really doing. And around like 2018, I'd say UK drill really became like a mainstream sound in the UK, in UK rap. And the reason it started to get that mainstream sound was because of people like this. Because of people like Heady One. Heady One obviously having tunes like No Better. You know, you had Golden Boot. These songs, these big drill songs that he was talking about drillings on, but they were bangers. Do you know what I mean? They were bangers. And they were getting streams, they were racking up streams. These guys were building audiences. One of the most viral drill artists, probably one of the most successful people who put him in their Mount Rushmore of UK drill. Digga D, you know, you had this guy who was a teenager talking his shit, you know, next up. Probably still one of the biggest drill songs of all time. We'll never know how big it could have been because it was removed off of YouTube. That's part of the reason why drill was getting so big in the UK, because it says it exactly here. He personifies UK drill. Like the stuff they were doing on the roads, they were talking about, and you knew that shit was really happening. Months after controversial but popular underground genre peaked the discerning interest of British media outlets and law enforcement in April 2018, Digga D was handed a CBO, a criminal behaviour order. In practice, this means Digga was told he could no longer make music without having it screened by police first. As well as needing to pass on songs for approval, he's also forbidden from entering certain parts of London. And that's what made it authentic, was that these guys were really doing the shit they were talking about. That's why they were so successful. And the tunes were hard. Like, Digga D is a talented rapper, bro. He is a seriously talented rapper. I know everything else on the side. He's a talented musician. He can really make music. He is actually good at rapping. And so although they were getting all this police scrutiny and all this shit, it was just making the genre bigger. If anything, it was bringing more eyes to it. The police were trying to stop the music from going out there because they felt like it was influencing kids to commit crime. And it's kind of ironic because in doing that, they just brought more eyes onto UK drill. So your likes of Heady One, Digga D, K-Trap, they were the ones really getting major success through UK drill independently, and that just made more and more people want to become drill rappers. And so it changed from a genre which was people about that life, people who are really in the street, slowly moving, I'd say probably around 2020, 2021, to more of like a mainstream charts. Let's see if we can fucking, you know, sign a hefty record deal with this. I know we're all about the drill shit, but I also want to become a successful rapper. And so you have people like Heady One, these big ass UK drill artists, fucking having collabs with some of the biggest artists in the world. You know, having a song with Drake. So this was a massive fucking deal, yeah. And it was around this time that people like Central C came onto the map. And then you had people like Russ and Tion Wayne and these guys who were making drill songs that were hitting number one. You had like Keisha and Becky, Body, these songs that are more about girls. And so Tion Wayne and Russ with Body, they went to number one. First ever UK drill song to go to number one. This is a genre which isn't just about let's rap about the shit that we're doing in the streets. We can make these into hits. And so they proved that. And then you had people like Central C from essentially 2020 onwards for the next few years making drill music. Started, day in the life. Let's see if you really trap. And he had that, it was the Puffer, it was the Nike Tech. H spoke about it, the imagery, whatever. Bro, I don't really care if he was in the streets or not. They dissect how much he was a gangster or whatever, like in the comments and that. Bro, I don't really care that much. I really don't care that much. If he was, if he wasn't. He clearly was to some capacity, do you know what I mean? But he's just the guy who made the most success of it. It isn't just him. There is so many UK rappers who were doing the same shit as him. They were using the drill sound and the story that got these drill artists in 2018 to where they were. And they just put it more on a commercial map. But as much as people like Central C and Tion Wayne and Russ put it on a bigger map, they're also partly to blame for the downfall of drill, because drill through the 2020s, I'd say, it changed from a genre about, right, let's really talk about the shit that we're doing. You had these guys who were really in the streets. Digger D, this guy, police after him all the time. The shit that he's saying in his songs, he's really doing. You had people like that getting locked up, they were getting put away, and you had this new wave of artists coming in making UK drill but making it more commercial. So I feel like a lot of drill fans felt like the rawness of drill was slowly fading and it was becoming more commercial, and it wasn't about, right, let's really talk real shit on this rap. It's more about how can we make this shit bang on TikTok? How can we get this shit in the top 10? And while that's great for the wider audience, drill fans ain't interested in that shit, and the wider audience follow trends. And mainstream UK drill, just another trend on the map. Whereas drill fans, much like, I don't know, any genre, grime fans, it don't matter what time of, what year it is. It don't matter if it's today, it don't matter if it's 10 years ago. If you're a fan of grime music 10 years ago, you're a fan of it today. And so a lot of the drill fans were becoming less of a fan with drill music because the best drill artists were all getting locked up and not making music. And this new wave of drill artists, people were seen as, fiction, almost like actors. Not to mention the government and the police were literally cracking down on drill music. They were stopping people from making drill music. That's a big reason. If you're a drill artist, how are you going to stay popping if you can't even make drill music? That shit is wild. And another big thing I see about UK drill and why it's not as popping now as it was 2, 3, 4, even 8 years ago is that there isn't much evolution with drill. You get the sort of similar beats with I'm talking about gritty, raw UK drill. You get a hard beat. The sort of flows you're going to get. A lot of it has been done before and it's just become repetitive. If you're an upcoming artist, why am I going to listen to your drill tune when I can go and listen to someone who made the same drill tune 6 years ago? And I know that the shit that they're saying, they probably actually did. And so you'll see that's exactly why a lot of these drill artists have innovated. They're going into different sounds. You've got people like Lowski now making love songs. You've got people like Central C. He's innovated and he's gone into all these different genres. And when we're talking about UK drill, that's the other thing I want to say. If you're outside the UK and someone asks you about UK drill, one of the first names you might mention is Central C. You might say, oh yeah, UK drill, Central C. If you asked a proper UK drill fan, someone who actually knows UK drill music, I don't even think they put him in their top 10 of UK drill artists. And that's not even on no shade shit. I just mean that when people talk about UK drill, a lot of these drill fans, I listened to drill a bit, but I wasn't a crazy fan. You're going to hear CB, you're going to hear Digger D, you're going to hear Heady One, you're going to hear K-Trap, you're going to hear LD, these sort of names. Put them in the comments. Although he's become the most successful out of UK drill, really, if you're talking about UK drill, Central C isn't one of the first names you should be naming. And UK drill is still one of the most popular genres in the UK rap scene, but it's innovated. You've got all these different styles of drill now, you know what I mean? You've got trap drill, you got Jersey drill, you got, I don't even fucking know how many different drill sounds there are at this point. In its innovation stage where it's trying to find what it wants to do, you got the biggest drill artist in the country, Heady One. His album really didn't perform that well. I feel like UK drill just needs to offer something new and exciting. And I'm about to tell you an exciting new offer as well. There's a subscribe button down below and it's completely free to press. Hit the minimize button scroll down, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching this on your TV, on your phone, YouTube, Nollid, subscribe. Do me a big favor, I appreciate it. Drill just isn't banging as it used to, because a lot of it has been done before. It's hard to innovate. So that's really where I'd say UK drill is right now. A lot of people have said it's dead, because it is dying. It's a genre like anything that has its peaks and troughs. Drill 2020, 2018, 2020, it was peaking. Now it's in a trough. Whereas I'd say something like grime is seriously picking up again. And I can't lie, I'm glad to see it, because I wasn't really a drill fan. I liked some drill music, but I don't really like drill music too much. It's the same reason as a lot of people don't like listening to UK drill. I'm really not that bothered about listening to all that violence. Like, people are bored of it now. People have heard it all before. I've heard it for years. It's got repetitive, just like the flows and the beats and the sounds got repetitive. The lyrics are repetitive, bro. I feel like the world is slowly changing. The world is sort of in this like weird stage right now. People don't want to hear how much you're stabbing people up, when literally in the news every week it's little kids died from a knife attack. Like, personally for me, I don't like listening to that shit. Like, I'm just bored of it. And so that's why you'll see a lot of these drillists who, okay, maybe they were rapping what they were living a few years ago. Now they've become successful artists. They can rap about their life, how their life's changed, and, you know, they can spread a positive message. And that's why they're still relevant. People like K-Trap, who have managed to innovate. It's those artists who haven't innovated, or who couldn't get out of that life, like Digga D, who are still locked up, or who you just don't hear that much from anymore. And so UK drill is trying to find new sounds, it's trying to innovate, but like that raw, authentic sound from UK drill, I think is probably gone for now, at least, until people like Digga D maybe come back. But even he's not really making drill music like that anymore. I think the sound, people are just done with it. People are sort of done with the lyrics. People are done with the sound. They have to evolve to stay relevant and for people to stay interested. That's exactly what I'd say drill needs to do right now. It's slowly evolving. But you guys let me know, because it's hard to say, because as someone who doesn't listen to a lot of UK drill, or didn't listen to a lot of UK drill, it's hard for me to say, because I wasn't really too much of a fan of it back then. So I'm not too much of a fan of it now. So you let me know. Are you still bumping UK drill? Is UK drill over? You guys let me know in the comments what you think. As always, let me know if there's anything you disagree with, because, hey, this is just all opinion based at the end of the day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.